We're no strangers to the 7 Deadly Sins. It is one of my favorite anime series featuring incredible action scenes. Well, for the first couple seasons. An interesting fleshed out cast, a main character that we can all relate to. He's not afraid to do the things that I'm sure you'd all love to do if you were in his situation. And admittedly, while a 7 Deadly Sins gacha game already exists in the form of Grand Cross, Netmarble confirmed last year that they want to take the intellectual property and expand it into a large open world, featuring full action combat, stunning fully interactive environments. They want to innovate by providing a game that does not exist in the genre right now, and they're titling it The 7 Genshin Sins Origin Impact. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right. The 7 Deadly Impact. No. Oh, there we go. The 7 Deadly Sins Origin. Yeah. Thank you for the visual aid. Hey, my name is Stix, and welcome back to another episode of The Last Gacha You'll Ever Play, a brand new series that I've been doing detailing gacha games that I think are going to be incredible titles. If you enjoyed this series, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification because YouTube told me that if you don't, well, this might not be the last gacha that you'll ever play. Oh, and make sure to go ahead and check out the last episode in this series at the end of this video. The games in this series could be absolutely incredible, so you'll want to remain up to date. Before we jump into this video though, I do want to thank all of our incredible patrons over on Patreon. You guys do not need to support Mrs. Stix and I, but you still choose to, and trust me, it is appreciated beyond anything I can convey verbally. You guys are incredible, and admittedly, if you have a moment, follow Mrs. Stix and I over on Twitter. We'd really appreciate that. Earlier this year, Netmarble announced several large-budget upcoming gacha games. Solo Leveling, which was the last episode of the series, and more importantly, the 7 Deadly Sins Origin. According to their announcement, Origin is supposed to be a direct sequel to its predecessor, the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Netmarble expressed that the reasoning behind their expansion into an entirely new game is that they felt that they were limited, inhibited in truly achieving their vision with the intellectual property. They felt a slower paced turn-based RPG was not what they wanted, and they prepared Origin as a way of fully expressing the lush, large world that the anime and the manga inhabit. Origin will be set within the world of the 7 Deadly Sins, featuring characters from the anime and the manga, possibly featuring characters that were exclusive to Grand Cross as well. But most importantly, the game will feature new characters built specifically for the game. Much like other successful open-world RPGs, of which there are admittedly less than a handful right now, the 7 Deadly Sins Origin is going to feature a very narrative-rich experience for players. The game will be set on the continent of Britannia and feature a brand new character unrelated to Meliodas called Tristan. As was shown in the trailer footage that was released, Meliodas is going to be a character that we will definitely interact with along our journey, and even go as far as recruiting along with the other 7 Deadly Sins, but he and they will not be the main cast for this incarnation of the game. The story overall has not been confirmed thus far, but we know it's disconnected from the story of other source material, taking place in its own space and time, in a parallel universe, if you will. Man, do I wish that it was. This is a game that could 100% benefit from being an MMO. MMO players were ecstatic when Genshin Impact was announced, and we thought that it could potentially be an MMO, and were equally as shattered when we learned that it wasn't. And while it did redefine the entire gacha scene, the MMO market still hungers for something of that caliber. Something truly quality that is cross-platform compatible and doesn't look and feel like a cheap mobile port. The 7 Deadly Sins universe is a world that players could lose themselves in. It is a world with tens of millions of fans all around the globe and has the earning potential that almost no other MMO has. So this is a major missed opportunity. That is unconfirmed. If they want to compete with a certain other seamless open world anime RPG, they're probably going to want to implement some form of multiplayer functionality, showing off your husbandos and waifus to potentially hundreds of other players is part of what makes whales whale after all. I just hope that if they opt for multiplayer content, it's handled better than Genshin's, please God. The 7 Deadly Sins Origin is going to feature a fully open world environment. Players are going to be able to explore every single facet, every inch of what they see on their screen. There will be no limitations and supposedly no loading screens other than when entering their form of instanced dungeons or story scenarios, which makes sense. This is not confirmed, but it looks as though we'll be inhabiting the persona of a character named Tristan. That sounds like a male name to me, but it could mean that they just have yet to reveal the female. I can't imagine a game of this scale gender locking you. That would destroy any chance of success that this game has. It does have a variety of different characters to recruit though, so maybe they're banking on players not caring enough since they'll be in control of a surplus of other much hotter, much more powerful husbandos and waifus. There might be a degree of customization, alteration of your character in the form of outfits, but that's just speculation and is entirely unconfirmed. From what we've seen in the footage supplied, Origin has an absolutely killer looking combat system. I do want to preface this by stating that the UI was not present in the trailer, either because it looks horrendous or it's still a work in progress. Given what they did with Ni no Kuni Crossworlds though, I have faith that they can make a UI on every platform that looks neat, that looks modern, and doesn't feel cluttered with buttons and icons. We haven't really seen the main character in combat, but we did get to see some of the 7 Deadly Sins engaging enemies, and the combat looks fantastic. Stunning visual effects, fluid animations, gorgeous areas, and high quality looking characters. But the final product might look drastically different. I'm hoping that this isn't the case because this, Wuthering Waves, and Arknight's Enfield are going to be the 3 biggest potential open world anime RPG hits of the next couple years. Thankfully, yeah, Netmarble confirmed that the 7 Deadly Sins Origin is going to be releasing completely cross-platform, meaning that you'll be able to play this on your PC or on your mobile device of choice. What they didn't confirm was whether or not, like Genshin, this would also be releasing onto consoles. The console market would be perfect, an absolute perfect fit for this game, and is something that Tower of Fantasy has severely inhibited itself by not including the option of playing on. We haven't seen the UI present on any platform, which means one of two things. One, it could have a horrible mobile UI for PC, or two, they haven't established a UI for PC yet. Both make me very concerned, but I will not let that hinder my excitement. Yes, Netmarble confirmed their intention to expand their recently announced games globally. In a press release earlier this year, they revealed that they want to take their intellectual properties, Solo Leveling, Arcto Chronicles, the 7 Deadly Sins Origin, completely global, to reach a much larger market. Given their previous titles have all released to global markets convinced us even before their confirmation that this was inevitable. What we don't know at present is whether or not it will feature a simultaneous launch around the world, or if we'll get it months after Korea does. And more than that, we don't know if we'll receive a full English dub, or if it'll remain a regional exclusive dub. Given this is a Netmarble game, it definitely carries with it the potential to be very heavily pay to win. They are notorious for making games with very poor business models that can take advantage of whales and provide them with significant advantages, but this is not going to be an MMO, so it's unlikely that that'll really prove to be much of a hindrance, if any at all. Given they showcase the entire world, a multitude of characters, features like environmental interaction, I'd say we're very far through the development process. With this in mind, I'd expect beta tests to begin rolling out sometime in 2023. Whether those beta tests are global or regional remain to be seen. They have been advertising this game outside of Korea, so one would expect a global beta and additional global information to be revealed in the very near future. Maybe G-Star 2022 in November? Unfortunately, the 7 Deadly Sins Origin does not have a confirmed release date specifically right now. There is information circulating online that states that the game will be releasing in 2023, but I cannot confirm the legitimacy of those claims as Netmarble have not confirmed it in a press release or across any verified social media channels. If it is to release in 2023, that means that we're very close to receiving a release date, given the game was announced in January, I think, of this year. January 2023 might be when we receive a release date, given that it will have been a full year since we were made aware of the game's existence. And finally, yes, this is going to be a gacha game. I know that this isn't something that everyone is necessarily interested in, and that is more than fine. But at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you can just not play it. We do have that option here. Gacha games are becoming the future of gaming, mobile, PC, and console. The gacha business model has reshaped the entire market, and like it or not, more games will continue to adopt this business model. So might as well enjoy the better games out there that utilize it, right? Now, if you're interested in other absolutely incredible looking games that could drastically alter the course of the genre, check out my previous videos in the Last Gacha You'll Ever Play series. Or alternatively, check out this video featuring the most played gacha games in 2022. These are games that you should be playing.